What's up, vapors? Nick here for Spin Fuel's Daily Vape TV. Today we're going to be taking a look at the full line of Mythos e-liquid. So before we begin, I just want to mention that Tony Britton, host of the Vapor Trail channel on YouTube, has already reviewed these liquids, and I think he just did a spot-on job, so awesome job, Tony. He's my Spin Fuel brother in video reviews, so make sure you check out his channel. I'll have a link to the video right about here somewhere, so make sure you click on that link and check his video out. So it's official, I'm now a member of the Vaping Militia. I got my dog tags in today, and I just want to let you guys know that you should definitely check out the vapingmilitia.org and sign up. I think it's only $30 a year for being a full-fledged member, but definitely give as much as you can, because you got to fight for your right to vape if you want to keep vaping and keep all these great products on the market. Join up, spread the word. You have to educate your friends on why vaping is good, how it helped you. So definitely check out www.thevapingmilitia.org and sign up today. So these flavors are 100% PG free, which means they are 100% VG. They use all organic flavorings, and they are AMSA certified. I feel like more people need to be AMSA certified, because that gives people a peace of mind that they're buying a quality product. It's lab tested to make sure there's no impurities in it, and this stuff is very high grade. They use nothing but very top quality ingredients. They use USP certified vegetable glycerin, USP certified VG based nicotine, and all organic flavors, which are PG free. So this stuff is definitely on the thick side, but it's also really good quality. One thing I did want to mention is that they also use child-proof caps. If you're a e-liquid manufacturer, I would recommend putting child-proof caps on your e-liquid, because if you don't, once the FDA regulations go into effect, you're going to be kind of screwed. So get those child-proof caps on there, make sure your children are safe, and it makes everyone a little bit happier. So right now I have Poseidon in my dripping atomizer. I'm running a 1.2 ohm flat bastard build, and it's vaping at 4.89 volts at 20 watts. Let's give it a shot here. So as to be expected, this stuff chucks a lot of clouds. The 100% VG means that the flavor doesn't quite come across nearly as strong as it would if there were PG in there. Quick science fact, PG carries the flavor as well as a little bit of the throat hit, where the VG makes a big cloud and you get more sweetness from the juice. Not really getting quite a lemon lime soda to what I expected. It does have a bit of sweetness to it, but the flavor itself doesn't really come through. I totally agree with Tony's interpretation of this flavor. It's not quite the lemon lime that you would expect. It's more or less a key lime pie flavor, but it's pretty good, so to speak. Not an all-day vape for me, but it's worth a shot, so let's give it another try. So the flavor itself isn't terrible. Not for me really, but I'm gonna say I'll give it a 3.5. Again, not an all-day vape, but the occasional throw it in the atomizer kind of thing. Yeah, sure, why not? For the vapor, I'll give it a 4.5, because obviously the 100% VG can chuck a big cloud. So that, I think, really stands out. So let's just skip the throat hit on this, because it's not really my preference as far as nicotine, seeing as these are 3 milligram and my nic preference is 6. So let's give it one more try. Oh yeah, you get a nice thick dense cloud out of it, so definitely performs well in that aspect. So let's change wicks and get to the next flavor. So the next flavor we're going to try today is Athena. It is a dessert tobacco blend, and as you all know, I'm not a big fan of dessert vapes or tobacco vapes. I'm a fruity flavor guy myself, so this one I'm not really looking forward to. Not sure how it's going to be, so let's give it a shot. The description on this one is definitely spot on. I get a little bit of the dessert, I get a little bit of the tobacco. Not a big fan of the tobacco itself, but the dessert flavor in it is actually quite nice. It's kind of like a snickerdoodle, cinnamon sugar kind of flavor. It's not bad, but it's definitely not an all-day vape for me. But I am glad I tried it. You know, everything is worth a shot. So let's give it another try. Now, if they just stuck with a dessert flavor on this one, I might actually call this an occasional vape, but the tobacco flavor does cut through. If I had to take a crack at reviewing the tobacco in it, it's a nice dry kind of tobacco. It's almost like a pipe or cigar tobacco. It's actually decent. The flavor itself is decent, but it's just not for me. So if you like a tobacco vape or a dessert vape, definitely give this one a shot. For the flavor on this one, I'll give it a 3. I do like the dessert flavor in there, but definitely the tobacco is not for me. As far as the vapor, it's a 4.5. It chucks a good cloud, that 100% VG. And as I stated before, I'm just going to skip the throat hit portion of this, seeing as how it's not really my nic preference. So that about does it for this one. Let's go on to the next juice. So the next flavor on our list today is Hades. It's described as a fire and ice vape. I'm assuming that means cinnamon and menthol. As I came from being a menthol smoker, I used to try these all the time. I had one by Fusion Vapor that was really good, and as well as Juicy Vapor. They had a version of this that I have tried, and I actually did enjoy them back in the day. That was like before I discovered fruity flavors. Now that I'm on all the fruity vapes, I kind of got rid of the whole menthol aspect out of my entire, vape collection. So this one's going to be a throwback for me. Whew! That menthol really kicks my ass. I can't stand menthol in a dripper anymore. The cinnamon flavor is actually really good, but the menthol is really strong. So this one is definitely not for dripping. I mean, for you extreme menthol lovers out there, if you want to get a hell of a menthol kick, then try it in dripper. As you saw in my full line of Fog's Brew review, I tried the Frosted Tree of Fog, and that one definitely not for me as well. So you all know out there that I'm not a big menthol guy, but the cinnamon in this is really good, really spicy. You get like that little burn on the back of your tongue that's really nice. The menthol though, really kicks you in the back of the throat. And even at 3 milligram, it almost hits me like throat hit. So I will try this again though. Here we go. It's definitely chucking clouds, which is, what I expected. It's almost like eating a gingerbread man and a candy cane at the same time. I call this like a Christmas vape. The flavor itself isn't bad. I mean, the cinnamon is really good. I'll give this flavor a 3.5 only for the fact that the menthol is so strong. If I tried this one in my David tank or anything like that, then maybe I could stand it, but definitely not in a dripper. Also, I just wanted to note that cinnamon flavors have been known to crack plastic tanks. I would recommend staying away from the CE4s on this flavor. Other than that, for the vapor, 4.5, just like the rest of them. I can't really get a huge cloud out of it because the menthol kicks in and I can't get a huge hit out of it, but I can tell already that the vapor on this one is going to be just as good as the other ones. So that does it for Hades. Let's go on to the next one. The next flavor we're going to try is Persephone. It is a ripe cantaloupe vape. I gotta tell you, I've been really looking forward to this one ever since I got it in. So this one's going to be put up on a higher pedestal than the others. Let's give it a shot. So the flavor on this one is pretty good. Can't say it's my favorite melon vape, but the flavor is there. I just would look for more flavor. The VG does not really carry the sweeter flavors as much as the PG does. I feel like doubling the flavoring would definitely help this one out a lot. So as far as the flavor is concerned, I would look for more. I just need more flavor. The flavor is good, I just need more flavor. The vapor obviously chucks clouds just like the rest of them. Again, it's pretty good. For the flavor, I'll give this one a 3.5 just because I need more of that flavor in there. It's there, but it's just kind of hidden behind, more of the vapor. Obviously, the vapor performs very well, 4.5 on that. So that does it for Persephone. Let's go on to the next one. So the next flavor we're going to try today is Apollo. It's an orange cream flavor. I'm a huge fan of orange creamsicles, and I'm sure all of you out there are too. So I hope this one is as good as I think it's going to be. Let's give it a try. So this flavor is not exactly what I was expecting. I did try the standard slow-mo flavor, which was an orange cream flavor as well, and I did enjoy that one. However, this one is just not quite there. Similar to the other flavors in this line, I feel like if they had PG in them, they would be a little bit better, just because the PG actually carries the flavor over better, whereas the VG, it carries sweetness, but also the vapor clouds, and you obviously get a ton of vapor out of it, but the flavor itself is kind of a little muted and bland. The flavor that is there, though, is decent. It's more of like an orange zest flavor rather than orange creamsicle. It's not really nearly as sweet. Couldn't call this one an all-day vape. The occasional vape, it's a possibility, but overall, this flavor is just decent in my book. So let's give it another shot here. As with the rest of them, you get plenty of vapor out of it. As far as the flavor is concerned, I'll give this one a 3.5. Not really my favorite orange cream flavor, but it's okay. For the vapor, 4.5, just like the rest of them. Not as dense as the other ones, but pretty decent. So let's give this one more shot and go on to the next one. So the last flavor on our list today is Aphrodite. It's a cookie dough vape, and as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of dessert vapes. I do kind of expect this one to be a little bit better than normal, but let's give it a shot. Let's just try it. So the flavor really isn't coming through for me. I don't get really a cookie dough flavor. It's kind of just mild and bland and plain, which I was a little disappointed at, but the flavor I do get is kind of like a vanilla kind of flavor. Can't say it's a cookie dough for me, but that's just my opinion. Let's give it another try. I really wish Mythos would put a little more flavoring in these e-liquids. I think that would really bump them up a little bit and make them perform a little bit better with the dripper. I like their attempt at this flavor, but I don't think this one is for me. Let's give it one more vape here and get to my ratings. Alright, so for the flavor on this one, I think they kind of missed the mark a little bit. I think it needs a little bit of tweaking, but I'll give it a 2.5. It's just not quite there. I mean, if there was more flavor, maybe I could see something in this liquid, but right now, as it stands, not a big fan. For the vapor, I'll give this one a 4.5. It's a high 4.5 for me because I believe this one might be a tad denser than the others. Could be my imagination. It's the end of the video, but I don't know. If you want to get these e-liquids for yourself, I'll have a link below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out spinfuel.com for more on these flavors. Definitely check out Tony Britton's video. He did a really excellent job of reviewing these flavors. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, vape on.